Hello everyone. This story is about, what if Naruto saves Yugito and start traveling together? They meet many people and fight many enemies. Relying on each other they fall in love. Please like, share and subscribe for more. Let's start. It has been a year and a half since our favorite blonde jinchuriki embarked on his training trip with Jiraiya of the legendary 3. Though the trip is only halfway through, the boy has grown physically as well as in the ninja arts. However, not everything can change so soon. Nay Aro-senin, we've been walking for days. Where the hell are we heading? Exclaimed Naruto as he and his perverted sensei continued walking up some path deeper into some unknown mountains. Jiraiya though just kept looking straight ahead with a stoic look on his face, apparently paying no attention to the annoyed blonde in his company, which just managed to irk Naruto more. But before Naruto could retort again, Jiraiya let a smile cross his face as he noticed something in the distance. Huh? What are you smiling at now, Aro-senin? There's no bathhouses out here in the middle of freaking nowhere, shouted Naruto, frustrated that all they have been doing for the last week was walking and no training. You're right, Gaki, but we are not nowhere. Take a look up ahead, said the legendary ninja as he raised his arm pointing ahead of them, ignoring the bathhouse comment from his student. Naruto looked up and became stunned. What is this place? Asked the confused blonde as they continued walking towards what seemed to be a large village that seemingly appeared out of nowhere. Oh? You don't know this place? Asked the smirking Sannin, obviously playing on Naruto's lack of knowledge of the world outside of the fire country. Does it look like I know this place? We were hiking through these mountains until we are so high up that we are in the clouds, and then out of nowhere comes some huge village. Naruto ranted until he got to the end, thinking about what he was saying till his eyes lit up. So it seems you noticed. Welcome to the hidden cloud village, said Jiraiya, watching excitement, wonder, realization, and then finally shock all play across the boy's face in said order. Hold on, are we even friendly with this village? Shouted Naruto, confused. Well, we might not be outright allied with them like we are with the sand, we are also not at war with them. Besides, I was invited here by the Raikage to brief him on what I know about Akatsuki. The more all the hidden villages know about them, the harder it will be for them to move around easily, explained Jiraiya as they approached the main gate to the cloud village. Naruto listened to Jiraiya but cringed at the mentioning of that organization. He could still clearly remember his last encounter with them, and he sure as hell didn't want to. Nothing pissed Naruto off more than knowing what Akatsuki was after at the moment. Halt. State your purpose in coming here to the hidden cloud, announced one of the two guards posted at the large gate to the village. We are here by invitation from Raikage. I am Jiraiya of the legendary 3, responded Jiraiya to the guard, surprising Naruto that he didn't do his retarded dance along with it. Ah yes, Jiraiya-sama, Raikage has been expecting you. And who is this? The guard asked, glancing over towards Naruto. This is my apprentice Uzumaki Naruto, don't worry though. He's too much of a baka to do anything to compromise your village, replied Jiraiya, causing Naruto to shout back, yelling that he's not a baka and that Jiraiya is just an old perv. The guard chuckled at their antics. Very well, please follow me, I'll escort you to Raikage, said the guard as he started to walk towards their destination. Once they arrived at the desired building, the guard took his leave. Naruto, stay out here, said Jiraiya, looking back at his student sternly. What? Why? Naruto retorted. But Jiraiya had already went inside, leaving Naruto to himself. Damn that Aro-senin just leaving me out here like that, said Naruto as he turned around and leaned against the wall to wait. Suddenly he found himself pulled into his mindscape in front of a familiar prison cell. I can take care of him if you want, Kit, all you gotta do I dash. No. I'm not letting you out, so stop asking, furball. Heh, well anyway you're getting pretty good with those wind jutsu you've been learning, Kit. Thanks, I still need to get better with the hand seals though, I really do suck at them. I can use my chakra to weigh your hands down to improve your speed next time you train, Kit. Yeah, that would help a lot, thanks again, furball. Hey. Gaki, snap out of it. Naruto came back to the real world, to Jiraiya waving his hand in his face. So are we done here? I want to get back to my training, said Naruto, impatiently. Yes, I am done, however, I have to scout out a possible Akatsuki hideout not too far from here that Raikage mentioned. That being said, I want you to stay here till I return, explained Jiraiya, getting ready for the million questions that were undoubtedly about to burst from his student. What? Why the hell do you want me to stay here, and what am I supposed to do? Just wander around here, asked Naruto, shouting like usual. Naruto, you know what Akatsuki is after, I'm not going to bring you right into their hands, and also I talked it over with Raikage, said Jiraiya as he reached into his pocket for something. Here, this is a pass acknowledging that Raikage is allowing you to stay here till my return, continued Jiraiya handing Naruto the scroll. As for your last question, you can take the time to learn about this village. Fine. Said Naruto looking down, he knew he couldn't join Jiraiya if he was in fact going near a potential Akatsuki base. Hey, cheer up Gaki. After this I promise I'll be teaching you some great new jutsu. Besides, who knows, you may find yourself some hot young cloud girl. Said Jiraiya with one of his perverted grins, thinking about all the research he could gather on a forbidden love between a couple from two different villages. Just leave already, so we can get out of here faster. Shouted Naruto, ignoring his comment about finding a girl. Everywhere they went the pervert had to bring up finding him a girl in some way, and it was getting annoying since with all the time the old perv wasted on the subject he could have already learned a new jutsu or two. Geez, alright, I'll get going, but seriously I know how you think you should be loyal to that pink-haired girl, but that may never happen, you're too young to reserve yourself in such a way. If you actually do meet a girl, don't deny yourself that happiness. 'Cause I sure as hell don't see that other girl denying her happiness even for a second if your other teammate came knocking on her door. And with that said Jiraiya disappeared in a swirl of leaves. I guess he's right, isn't he? Oh well, I guess I'll just take a look around and compare this place to Konoha. Better than standing around here, dwelling on what if, said Naruto, as he turned around and journeyed through the streets of the hidden cloud. After about an hour of walking around, his stomach told him it was time to get some food. So Naruto, being Naruto, asked a local for directions to nearest ramen bar, which is where he was heading at the moment. Upon arriving, Naruto took a seat in the middle of the empty bar and was greeted by a friendly elderly man. Welcome to Cloud Ramen. What can I get for ya, lad? Greeted whom Naruto guessed was the owner. I'll have a large order of the best pork ramen you can make. Requested Naruto in his usual cheery tone when it came to ordering his beloved ramen. It'll be ready in a jiffy, lad, and you won't be disappointed. Fair, I make the best ramen in all the lightnin' country, replied the old man as he started to make the meal. Yosh. I can't wait to try this Cloud Ramen, squealed a drooling Naruto in his head. But Naruto's thoughts were interrupted as he heard another customer enter and take a seat 2 stools away. Ah, I was wondering when our favorite customer was going to show up. Shrimp again, right? Greeted and asked the elderly owner of the bar. Of course. You know me too well, Kenichi, replied the new arrival, in which Naruto realized was a girl. Naruto looked over. It was a girl, maybe a little older than himself. She had long blonde hair wrapped in a tight ponytail down to her waist. She was garbed in what Naruto noticed was the hidden Cloud Kunoichi uniform, a short-sleeved turtleneck shirt that was black on the top and gray from the breasts down. She also sported black ninja pants that stopped about mid-calves and had light purple clouds on the bottom of her left leg. Her ankles and arms were bandaged up, also wearing black ninja gloves. But as Naruto's gaze returned to her face, he noticed perhaps the most peculiar thing about the girl, her eyes. They were an obsidian color, but were slanted oddly. Huh? Whoa, she freaking looks like a cat with that stare. Wait a minute, stare. Sure enough, the girl a couple seats down from him was glaring at him. And what in the hell do you think you're looking at? Asked the kunoichi. I'm sorry, responded Naruto, a bit embarrassed. He had indeed been staring at the girl. If anything, I should be staring at you since you're the one with those weird whiskers, retorted the girl. What? Well, you're one to talk with those eyes. You look like a cat or something, replied Naruto at the now shocked girl as they both growled at each other. Here's both of your orders, said the owner as he placed both bowls in front of the 2 growling ninja, who both seemed glaze over at the smell coming from below their noses. They both immediately broke their chopsticks. Itadakamasu, they both said in unison, completely forgetting about their bickering due to the seemingly genjutsu-like aroma. Both jinchuriki were weak too. As both inhaled their meals, they finished at exactly the same time, and almost as if practiced, together they held their bowls forward. Another round, please, they both shouted, realizing that the other did the same thing. They began growling at each other once more. Already predicting both customers, the owner immediately handed them fresh bowls of their respected meals. Quicker than the untrained eye can follow, both jinchuriki gang began inhaling their ramen, both seemingly in a wordless battle of who can eat the most ramen. About a half hour later, and 20 combined bowls conquered, the 2 bottomless pit ninja had had their fill. The girl had a content smile on her face and without a warning let out a rather loud purr. Naruto's eyes went wide at hearing this. I knew you were a freaking cat, shouted Naruto, pointing at the girl. The girl closed her eyes, then a second later looked beyond pissed off. Naruto realized he just coursed that threshold, remembering all the beatings from Tsunade and Sakura. Oh shit. Run, Kit. Get the fuck out of here. Naruto immediately took off for his life, jumping up onto a nearby roof. Wait, you didn't even pay, shouted Kenichi, the ramen bar owner. Shit shit, I forgot that I'm not in Konoha, and I can't just take off like that. But if I go back, I'm dead anyway. Thought Naruto, trying to think of a way to survive. That bastard, don't worry Kenichi, I'll drag his sorry ass back here and make him squeal if he doesn't pay. Said the Cloud Kunoichi as she took off in pursuit of Naruto. But that's after I fillet him for making fun of me. A few minutes later Naruto was breathing heavy on top of some roof due to the near-death experience. Man. Who the hell was that girl? She's even scarier than Bachan and Sakura-chan combined. Well, I guess I'll take a quick breather since it seems I lost that crazy cat girl, thought Naruto as he dropped to the ground, noticing he just dodged a roundhouse kick. Holy shit, screamed Naruto as he took off running again. What the hell? She's even as freaking agile as a cat too. I can't believe she got that close to me without myself knowing it. Get back here, you bastard. She shouted as she continued her pursuit. Damn it, what should I do? Wait, that's it. I hope to God this works, thought Naruto, coming up with a plan. Where did he go? Mumbled the girl as she looked through the crowd that Naruto had ran through. As she started to maneuver through the mob of people, she felt something or someone tap her shoulder. TCH, what is it? She mumbled angrily until she saw who it was. Oh, Samui-san. What is it? I'm kind of busy right now. She said as she noticed it was one of her fellow shinobi. Raikage needs you, he said. It's urgent, Samui informed, then shunshined away before Yugito could reply. Just great, I can't believe I didn't get that jerk the first time and now I may never, said Yugito as she too shunshined away. Back in an alley, yatta. She fell for it. Now I better get back to that ramen bar and pay, hee, cheered Naruto, heading back to the ramen bar. Ugh, the bane of all Kages, all this paperwork, mumbled Raikage as he continuously stamped each paper handed to him. Oh come on, you only got a few more stacks left, replied the busty blonde, helping him. Just then the doors busted open, revealing a familiar Kunoichi. Yugito, what can I do for you? Replied the Raikage, looking up from his work at the blonde jinchuriki. Confused, Yugito looked from the Raikage to Samui. Samui just came to me saying you wanted to speak to me, Raikage-sama, replied the girl. Huh, what are you talking about, Yugito? Samui has been here helping me for hours, replied Raikage. Yeah, Yugito, have you finally lost it yet? Joked the other blonde known as Samui. Realization dawned on Yugito as she exited even faster than she entered. What in the world was that about? Questioned Raikage, confused. No clue. But that's Yugito for you, replied Samui as she started handing Raikage more papers to stamp. Curse him. I can't believe I fell for that. The sly idiot is probably rolling on the ground laughing at me now. I'm definitely going to kill him. Thought the pissed off Yugito as she picked back up on her search for Naruto. A few miles away in some random village. Hey Jiraiya-kun, are you there? You who? Asked the courtesan on the said man's lap, waving her hand in his face. Jiraiya stared out the window. I sense that the Gaki is in grave danger. And not from any normal enemy. Jiraiya smirked knowingly, then looked back to the girl in front of him. That's right, I'm on a mission, he giggled the pervert. I hope she doesn't come here first when she realizes she's been duped, thought Naruto as he found his way back to the ramen bar and entered. Welcome to Dash. Oh, you're that Leaf kid, said Kenichi, recognizing the blonde as he turned from cleaning his kitchen. Sorry about running off like that, old man, I was just in a scary situation, said the blonde, scratching the back of his head. Ah, survived ol' Yugito, did ye? Chuckled Kenichi, looking at Naruto as he cleaned some bowls with a towel. So that's that cat girl's name? I'll make sure to stay clear of it, laughed Naruto. By the way, here's the money for the ramen I had, said Naruto, taking out his wallet. Oh, don't worry about it, lad, the ramen's on the house. I haven't seen Yugito that happy for a long while, replied Kenichi, picking up another bowl to clean. Huh? What do you mean happy? She wanted to freaking kill me and you call that happy, shouted Naruto, confused. Huh. Not going to lie, lad, Yugito woulda definitely gave ye a good pounding, laughed Kenichi. I've known her ever since she was a small lass. And I know for a fact that your little argument was the highlight of her day, said Kenichi, getting a little quieter but continued. Truth behold, too few will give her the time of day in this village. She's unwanted here. Fair reasons that are not mine to say, Kenichi finished sadly. This caused unwanted memories of Naruto's childhood to flash before him, thinking this was all too familiar. Well, thanks for the ramen, old man. I still got to find a place to stay at, so I gotta get going before it gets too late, said Naruto, trying to forget the memories. No, thank you, lad. Take care now, replied Kenichi as Naruto left. Later that day. Damn it, yelled Naruto in his head, I still can't find a decent inn. Where's Erosenin when you need him? Huh, is that? He noticed a girl running towards him in the distance, through the crowded street. As she got closer, he could see she was young with blonde hair. It's that Yugito girl. I'll apologize, I just hope she doesn't still want to kill me. Yugi-ah, said Naruto as fell to the ground from being shoved by the running girl. That's when Naruto noticed the way she was running. She had her head down, and he could have sworn it looked like she was crying. She ran and she ran. Why? She continued running, then sprinted up one of the taller buildings. Why? She then jumped onto the roof and collapsed on her knees. God, why? She proceeded to bawl her eyes out. But then who wouldn't after the mission she just received? Naruto still sat there, eyes fixated on the path Yugito had taken moments ago. All of this was too familiar with him. Could she be a? Naruto left the question hanging in his mind as he finally took away his gaze to look at the direction she came from, seeing the Raikage tower. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. He then got up and made his way towards the tower. Halt. Unless you have proper authorization, you're not allowed to enter the Raikage tower, stated one of the shinobi guards, positioned at the front entrance. I need to ask Raikage something important, please let me pass, Naruto asked, hopefully. The guard gave Naruto a bored look before replying again, look kid, as I already said, UN-. It's about Yugito. I just saw her running from here and wanted to know why she was crying. Interrupted Naruto, getting desperate. The guard's expression grew angry at what Naruto had said. Listen, leaf kid, that thing is none of your business, now leave before I arrest you. Just then two middle-aged men exited out the front door of the tower. No need to be talking about that filth anymore, one of the men said, who then looked over towards Naruto. Oh, a little leaf ninja, I thought I heard something of the sort being discussed at one point. Well, anyways, why don't you run along to the playground? Your buffoon of a babysitter should return in just a few days, said the same man, who seemed to be enjoying belittling the boy in front of him. Bastard. I can't even do anything in this situation. Naruto growled and walked away from the group. That arrogant way of talking, they must be a part of the Cloud Council, thought Naruto, matching up the similarities of that man and those he's seen in the civilian council back in the Leaf. I wonder what that kid's deal was, questioned the other council member as they walked through the village. Isn't it obvious? He's with the great Jiraiya, the other joked. They have that burning will of fire to feel pity for every little thing, that's why they were able to put themselves in the position to be ambushed by the sand and the sound. Haha, isn't that the truth, the other replied as more of a statement than a fact. However, the two failed to notice that although Naruto walked away, what they saw walk away was a Kage Bunshin. Damn these bastards, I wish I could teach them a lesson, thought Naruto as he continued to trail them. They eventually stopped at a tea shop. Naruto was able to henge and enter the shop and sat down at the other end of the shop. Naruto then focused a little chakra to his ears so he could listen in on the two assholes. I still can't get over how ingenious our plan was. Yeah, it's been a long haul and many failed attempts to finally kill her off. This got Naruto's attention. Yeah, I doubt that Akatsuki will have any trouble finishing her off. What? Then I was right, she has to be a jinchuriki. Naruto screamed in his head. So what is it? 10 million for each of us? Yeah, Kakuzu promised 20 million total if we were able to get the demon out in the open for them. Not that I'm complaining, but I didn't think they would need this kind of help. They usually wouldn't, but that Jiraiya was in the area and was close to finding out where one of the Akatsuki bases was located that was needed for whatever they want with Yugito. Ah, so that's why we had to convince Raikage to invite him here, to send him off on a wild goose chase with a hideout that doesn't exist, at least not in the direction where he's looking. Yup, and while Jiraiya is out of the picture, we can hand over Yugito safely over to Akatsuki, freeing the village of the demon and getting filthy rich, haha. Fucking bastards, thought Naruto as his mind was racing, still hiding as a henge across the room. It seems there is someone you want dead, Kit, said Kyubi. Did you hear any of this crap? Asked Naruto. Yes, I did, rest assured to know that if I wasn't imprisoned these two would have been long dead, replied the demon lord. They said they needed to convince the Raikage. They wouldn't have to if he was on their side, so hopefully he'll be able to do something about this, thought Naruto as he got up and left before sprinting back towards the Raikage tower. As Naruto got closer to the tower, he noticed that another girl exited, then recognizing that it was the girl he spotted earlier that he used to hinge into to fool Yugito. "Excuse me? Samui?" asked Naruto, remembering that Yugito had called him by that name earlier. "Huh, what is it?" "Oh, you must be the boy who came here with Jiraiya-sama," replied Samui, turning around to face Naruto. "I need your help, I need to speak with Raikage," half-yelled Naruto. "Huh, what for?" "You know we can't just have any ninja from another village waltz up to the Raikage," said Samui. "It's an emergency though." It's about Yugito," pleaded Naruto, hoping the girl in front of her wasn't one of the many in the village who looked down on the girl. Samui's eyes widened for a second at the boy's words. "Something about Yugito?" "I didn't expect that, the kid seems sincere though, and if this is about Yugito, it might very well be important," thought Samui. "Alright, I'll take you to Raikage, this way," she said as they both arrived and entered into the Raikage tower. As the two entered, Naruto noticed the office was similar to the Hokage's back home, with hardly any difference. He then noticed who was clearly the Raikage. He looked like a pretty strong older man with a goatee and some weird mustache. "Samui, what is it now?" asked the Raikage tiredly. "This boy was desperate to speak with you, Raikage-sama. It's something about Yugito," said Samui as Naruto took a step forward. Remembering that he's not in Konoha, he kept his manners and bowed. "My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I came here with Jiraiya and have some dire information on Yugito," said Naruto as he looked back up at the Raikage. "There always seems to be problems in the village with Yugito. Speak quickly, it's late," responded Raikage. "I overheard some of your council members talking at a tea shop about sending Yugito off on a suicide mission where she would be ambushed by Akatsuki. They said they made a deal with one of them named Kakuzu that if they managed to get Jiraiya away from the area and Yugito out of the village, that they would be paid a lot of money. Someone has to save her," explained Naruto pleadingly, not wanting a fellow jinchuriki to fall to Akatsuki. The Raikage was angered by this and was the first to respond. "Damn it, I know something was going to happen sooner or later. The council has been trying to get rid of her for years, but have failed," said the Raikage, now looking at his desk. "Almost the entire village despises Yugito for what she holds, even her fellow shinobi refuse to team up with her, so she can only do solo missions. But even though they don't want her, she is still a very talented ninja and has been able to survive and complete all the attempted suicide missions the council has put her on," continued the Raikage sadly. "But you're the Raikage. Can't you control what missions she goes on? Like call off the one that was just given to her?" asked Naruto desperately. After hearing what Raikage said, he realized that Yugito has had it way worse than he did. She didn't even have a team, for crying out loud. "I can only dictate missions I give out. The council also can by law hand out mandatory missions if 75% or more of the council vote in favor. I'm afraid we can do nothing for poor Yugito," finished the Raikage quietly as if he were about to cry. "I always tried to help Yugito, but the village just won't accept her. I've failed her," mourned Raikage. "Screw this," shouted Naruto. "The laws in the cloud may prevent any of your ninjas from interfering in a council-given mission, but they can't stop me from helping her since I'm a leaf ninja." The Raikage looked at Naruto shocked. This boy, what he says is true, but would he really risk that much for someone who's from another village? Why? Why would you risk so much for someone from our village? Especially since it seems that you know what she has in her, asked the shocked Raikage. Naruto looked at the Raikage, then looked at his feet while clenching his fists. "I too am a jinchuriki." Raikage's eyes opened even wider at this. Naruto continued, "It was hard, growing up as a container, being hated by everyone. Because of that pain, I know how Yugito feels better than anyone, even if I don't know her personally. But I was able to eventually get the people around me to accept me. But she's had it even worse off than me. I was able to make friends. You said nobody even wants to team up with her. Even I can't imagine how hard that must be. Nobody should have to live like that. That's why I'll save her. I promise I'll bring her back, and I never go back on my promises because that's my way of the ninja," finished Naruto with a determined look. "I can't believe such a boy exists," thought Raikage. "Thank you, Naruto-sama." Hearing this, Naruto froze. Did the Raikage just say Naruto-sama? Even Samui's eyes were wide open. "I don't know how you plan on doing it," he said as he pulled out some documents and began to write on them. "But for some reason I can't help but think you can pull off a miracle," he continued as he took out another piece of paper and began writing on it. "It's a promise of a lifetime. I'll definitely stop those Akatsuki bastards from taking her," Naruto said, watching the Raikage. The Raikage put the documents he wrote on in an envelope and walked over in front of Naruto, then again did the unthinkable to Naruto. He bowed. I have failed Yugito on more than one occasion, Naruto-sama. Maybe you can do with her what I could not, said the bowing Kage as he handed the envelope to Naruto. Samui looked on confused before realizing what Raikage was doing. Raikage-sama. Is that? When you save her, give her that envelope, instructed Raikage. Naruto, still amazed that a Kage from another village had bowed to him and called him Sama, nodded his head and took the envelope, confused though about what Samui meant. Now you must hurry, Naruto. Yugito must have left already, and she's fast. It'll be hard to catch up to her, said Raikage, standing up straight. But I don't know which way she's heading, said Naruto, realizing that he never found out exactly where she was being sent by those bastards in the Cloud Council. Follow the road south. The mission was for her to deal with a group of thugs in the town the road leads to. But I guarantee Yugito knows that the council would not give her such an easy mission, and that it's in fact an attempt on her life, explained Raikage. He had read over the mission details just minutes before Naruto and Samui arrived. Alright, thanks for everything, Raikage-sama, said Naruto as he ran out of the room to go and track down his fellow jinchuriki. Samui looked at the door Naruto left through. He sure is an odd kid, she said. Yes, he is, replied Raikage as he sat back down behind his desk. Jiraiya did speak highly of the boy, I can see why now. I hope he can really save her, I just don't see how though, Samui said sadly. Samui, this may seem irresponsible of me since I'm the Raikage, but have faith in the boy, he replied with a smile. Samui looked out the window at the night sky over the village. I hope Raikage's right. Calm down, Kitten, we'll make it through, just like we always have, said the two-tailed cat, Nakomata, to her host, who at the moment was very broken. How can I calm down? The council hasn't given me one of these missions for months. They must have been planning this one for a while. It's not going to be like the others, replied Yugito as she raced through the trees towards her objective. If what you say is true, Kitten, then it proves my point even more, and that you should calm down. You're going to need to be in top form for this, coached Nakomata. The council thinks I don't know what's going to come after me here, but I do know it, and I don't have much hope, continued Yugito, still crying as she ran. Kitten, the Akatsuki are strong, but we will face them together and we will win. Also, have you thought about defecting? You wouldn't even have to face the Akatsuki yet, then asked Nakomata. I can't defect. The council sends me on these missions, because even though they all hate me, they can't outright kill me. But if I defect, that would give them the golden opportunity to send every available hunter nin after my head, and that would be even worse than the Akatsuki, explained Yugito sadly. I'm sorry that you have had to live like this, Kitten. It's not your fault, it's the people who can't see me for me. You've always helped me, Nico-chan, I could never blame you. I just wish there were more people like Kenichi and Raikage who would have just given me a chance. I'm sure there's some people out there who are like that, you just haven't. Kitten, look out. Yugito barely dodged some sort of projectile from her side. Well, this jinchuriki sure has some quick reflexes, said a man with slicked back silver hair and a large three-bladed scythe in his hand. Yugito watched as the thing, or hand as she now sees it, that was launched at her returned to its master, some weird-looking man with a mask covering most of his face. She then quickly noted the cloaks. Akatsuki. Yugito mumbled angrily, gaining the attention of the two. Wow, she even knows who we are. This one's pretty smart too, Kakuzu, said the man with the scythe. Haiden, I'll take care of this one. I don't want to be sitting here all day because of your stupid rituals, said the Akatsuki Yugito now knew as Kakuzu. Fuck you, Kakuzu. You know I don't like it either, but my religion requires it, barked Haiden back at his partner. You can spend this time praying, so maybe you won't have to do them on the next one, like I said. This jinchuriki is mine, said Kakuzu as he took a few steps forward, getting ready for the confrontation. Yeah, whatever, atheist prick, mumbled Haiden. Well, this is it, I hope you are right, Nico-chan, said Yugito to her demon as she got into a fighting position. Remember, we are in this together, Kitten. Understanding what Nibi meant, Yugito got down on all fours as the familiar feeling of the demonic chakra began to grow around her. Within seconds, she was engulfed by the blue fiery-like chakra in the form of the Nakomata. Wow, this jinchuriki showed its power soon, guess it wants to go all out with you, Kakuzu, sure you don't want me to handle it? Joked Haiden. Shut up, Haiden, this needs to be finished quickly in case Jiraiya is close enough to spot the fight, replied Kakuzu, hardening his skin as the cat slammed a fiery paw down on the Akatsuki bounty hunter. Somewhere between the fight and the hidden cloud. Furball, do you have any idea which Biju Yugito has within her? Well, you said she looked like a cat. Seems that the containers take on some physical characteristics of the demon they hold. Like Gaara had those raccoon-like eyes, you have the whiskers like a fox. So if she did look like a cat, then I would say it has to be the two-tailed cat, Nikomata. Nikomata, huh? Do you know this one? We were friends. Yeah, we were friends, you could say. I guess all the more reason to save her, right? Yeah. And kid, I can feel her chakra and it's starting to fade. Damn it, I have to hurry. Naruto tried his hardest to move even faster. He silently hoped that Ero-sennin would be in the area to help him in case he ran into the pair of Itachi and Kisame, knowing how hopeless a fight between him and the Genjutsu user would be. He also wondered what the Toad Sage would do or say if he knew his student was about to engage Akatsuki by his lonesome. The pervert specifically arranged for him to stay in the cloud to keep him as far away from the organization as possible. Ero-sennin is going to kill me. That's if I don't get killed by them first. He then began to wonder if it would be in fact better to fight an Akatsuki other than Itachi and Kisame. At least with those two he knew what they could do. From what he knew of the organization, traditional ninjas who threw some kunai here and used some taijutsu there didn't exist. Even though how suicidal it would be versus Itachi, it may be even more so versus another member who could do anything for all he knew. Good thing I have Kage Bunshin's heh. Pretty quickly into Naruto's trip with Jiraiya, he had realized the valuable use of the clones in terms of training and scouting out an opponent's fighting style. Feels like I'm going to need to use everything I've learned plus a miracle, he thought. He began to feel the demonic chakra in the distance fading fast until it disappeared. Shit. I have to make it. Naruto struggled to move his legs even faster. He had to save her no matter what, to hell with whatever asshole Akatsuki member was fighting her. He made a promise, and he's definitely not going to break it. At least I finished that jutsu, he allowed a slight smirk to grace his face. Back at the battle scene. You know Kakuzu, I don't think you're that much faster than me, said Haiden as he walked up to the slightly panting teammate of his. Kakuzu however ignored Haiden, the girl was stronger than he expected. Many of his jutsu were ineffective against the Jinchuriki's fiery code of demonic chakra. She was also able to destroy two of Kakuzu's hearts during the battle. Yugito was sprawled out on the ground, barely conscious. Her body was bruised all over with a handful of broken bones and had depleted all of her chakra, not to mention to blood covering her. She began to helplessly cry again. For a few minutes at the start of the fight she had hope. She was foolish enough to even think that this man wasn't that tough. She had killed him twice. Twice she had watched him drop to the ground lifelessly, only to rise again for another assault. It seems the hidden cloud had gotten its wish, the demon was going to die. Flashback. It ends tonight. Get the demon, shouted a man followed by a bunch of cheers as they chased a 4-year-old Yugito through the village. Yugito was currently running for her life alongside her mother who was screaming at the mob to leave her daughter alone, and that she's not the demon. Just anything in hopes to deter them. However, the mob was quickly gaining on them as they contained shinobi in their ranks, and Yugito and her mom were just normal civilians. As she tried to run faster in fear, Yugito lost her footing and took a fall to the ground. For a second, the horrified child could only see flashes of what was going on around her. She heard her mother's screams, she heard the many cheers of the mob as they closed in on the fallen girl. She then saw a man step forward with a katana in his hand, uttering the words the entire mob couldn't wait to hear the whole night. Your pathetic life is over, demon, shouted the ninja as he jabbed the blade forward. Yugito had closed her eyes, but the strike never came as she heard a few angry comments and a few shocked ones coming from the murderous mob. She then opened up her small eyes, widening them instantly. No. Mama, shouted Yugito as she saw that her mother was lying on top of her pierced by the blade. Don't be scared, Yugi. You're a strong girl. I'm sorry that I couldn't stop this. I love you, Yugi, continue to be that strong girl I know. Someday I'm sure the village will accept you. I know you'll show them. How wonderful. You are, said her mother as she finally lost the battle and succumbed to darkness. The Raikage then arrived, disbanded the mob and retrieved Yugito, and from then on tried to protect her as best as he could. End flashback. I'm sorry, Mama, I wasn't able to change anything, Yugito cried. At least I was able to meet Raikage, Kenichi, and that guy. She thought, remembering the encounter a few days ago with the blonde boy who she argued with and accused her of being a cat. That jerk, was her last thoughts as she passed out. Haiden, carry her, commanded Kakuzu. Fuck that, you carry her. You're the one that wanted to fight her so goddamn bad, shouted Haiden. I'm seriously going to kill you someday, said Kakuzu as he picked up the unconscious Jinchuriki. Be my guest, Kakuzu, I'd be happy to just finally get it over with. Looks like we got company, stated Kakuzu, ignoring his partner for the millionth time today. Naruto finally arrived, jumping down to ground level on the battlefield as took a look at the scene. So it's two that I don't know, he instantly thought, not recognizing either of the two Akatsuki members. Naruto then noticed what the masked one was carrying. Yugito, growled Naruto. So you know this bitch? You're not even from her village, asked Hayden, eyeing the blonde who just appeared. Hayden, this is Uzumaki Naruto, the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, said Kakuzu, recognizing the boy from the description given to him by Itachi. Well, isn't that sweet, trying to protect your fellow Jinchuriki, eh? But I never thought one would be stupid enough to walk right up to us, said Hayden, causing Naruto's temper to rise. Give her back. Or I'll take her back by force, growled Naruto. Hayden, I'll take the two tails to the cave, I'll leave the nine tails to you. Don't take him lightly, he contains the strongest of the nine, you'll die if you do, informed Kakuzu as he took off towards the mountain that was nearby. TCH, every fucking time that Kakuzu says that. Like I'm worried about you killing me, said Hayden, looking back over towards Naruto. Naruto stood his ground as he watched Kakuzu leave. He would have to finish the one in front of him quickly so he doesn't use up too much chakra and can get to the other one before Yugito dies. So here we go. I have no idea what this guy is capable of, I'll have to use Kage Bunshins and make sure I don't make any mistakes. I can't afford to do that against one of these guys. Well, I'd better get this over with, I don't need that damned leader on my back again for taking too long, said Hayden as his grip on his scythe tightened. Taju Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, shouted Naruto as his personal army appeared and charged at the Akatsuki. Hayden immediately threw his weapon, taking out a handful of the clones, then swiftly jumped out of the way of the others as he also retracted his scythe. That weapon seems to be a big part of his style, it even retracts somehow, Naruto thought, observing the fight. One thing he learned so far during his trip was that he was surprisingly skilled at coming up with strategies. He always rushed into things headfirst, before, so he never realized it. But after being scolded by Erosenin, he started to actually think over things a little more, and turned out he was rewarded greatly by the revelation. However, this only applied when fighting to his sensei's annoyance. He's also pretty quick to retreat after his weapon strikes, he mustn't be too skilled at close range, analyzed the blonde as Hayden destroyed more clones and, as Naruto observed, once again retreated. So is this all you're going to use? You'll never get anywhere like this, moron, shouted Hayden. Right as Hayden threw his scythe again, 6 clones were launched into the air to avoid the throw and were flying towards Hayden. Hayden immediately jumped for an open area. Naruto, however, predicted this by arranging his clones to deliberately leave a clear open area for the Akatsuki member. Naruto quickly went through some seals. Futon, Sanyari. Instantly 3 focused wind spears shot out towards where Hayden was landing. Shit, I can't dodge, he thought as he landed and took the hits that pierced through his chest. Did I really get him? Thought Naruto as he began to get excited at the thought of actually taking down an Akatsuki. However, his foe never fell. Fuck, that hurt, yelled Hayden, recovering his stance. What the hell? I definitely should have hit him in the heart and the lungs. How the fuck is he still alive, let alone standing and breathing? Naruto asked himself as he immediately created more clones so he doesn't get caught off guard by something due to his shock. How can you still be standing? Asked Naruto. Isn't it obvious, asshole? I'm immortal, boasted Hayden as he began his assault on Naruto's clones once again. Damn it, I lost sight of the real one again. This bastard is really immortal? That's freaking possible? It appears so, Kit, he still must have something up his sleeve, there's no way all he can do is throw that ridiculous weapon around, said you know who. Yeah, even with being immortal, he's not that special as is. He runs from close combat, yet hasn't used any ninjutsu, I doubt he's a jinjutsu type either. It looks like there's more to that weapon then, since that's all he's using. He must be waiting for something, Kit. There's weapons that can even steal souls in this world, so it most likely is some jutsu revolving around him hitting his target. Yeah, all he's hitting though are my bunshins, and nothing has happened so far. He must need to hit my real body then. Just focus on avoiding the scythe. But to beat him, it looks like you're going to have to just rip his head off, Kit. I think I know how to do that as well, I've memorized his style enough that I got a plan. Just don't fuck up, Kit. I promise I won't. So why don't you stop with the clones already, and just give up? You can't beat me, shithead, shouted Haiden. Don't worry, I'm going to end this, retorted Naruto. Naruto then reformed the positions of his clones, making them run around more scattered. He had been purposely leaving spots open so he could sort of control Haiden's position before. Come on, throw that thing this way, bastard, thought Naruto as he had some clones bunch up to bait the loudmouthed Akatsuki into taking it. Haiden, naturally trying to take out the most clones he can, unknowingly took the bait, not thinking that they were bunched up on purpose since the rest of the clones were scattering all over the place randomly. He then, just as each time before, jumped away and retracted his scythe. Immediately, 4 clones that were hinged as pebbles grappled the immortal from behind, holding him in place. What the fuck, get off me! Yelled Haiden as he tried to remove the clones, but failed. The real Naruto was also hinged as a stone and released it when Haiden retracted his scythe. Naruto leapt at the returning blade, grabbing it as he and the weapon came flying towards the owner. What the hell are you doing? Screamed Haiden as he again failed at removing the clones holding him down. The real Naruto smirked as he got within range and used Haiden's own weapon to cleave his head off. Naruto looking at the rolling head of Haiden and dropped the blade. God damn it. Fuck you, asshole. You can't fucking kill me. Haiden screamed along with many other random slurs. I may not be able to kill you, but I can do this. Naruto shouted as he punted Haiden's head across the clearing into the forest. Congratulations, kid, you defeated your first Akatsuki all by yourself. I still have one more to take down. Just one more, Naruto whispered as he darted off towards the mountains. Kakuzu headed to in search of whatever cave he was talking about. Inside the cave, 8 silhouettes gathered on the fingers of Geto Maza, while a certain blonde lay unconscious in front of the ceiling statue. Okay, the preparation have been made, let's begin the extraction, said one of the Akatsuki silhouettes with spiky hair and ringed eyes as the 8 made the hand seals to begin. Wait, don't start yet, said another silhouette that was oddly shaped. What is it, Zetsu? Asked the leader, looking over at Zetsu. It's Haiden, it seems the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki has defeated him and is closing in on Kakuzu and the Two Tails, explained the spy of Akatsuki. Haiden was defeated by that kid? Would have liked to see how that happened, said another member with a large sword strapped to his back known as Kisame. Alright, since no barrier was placed at the entrance, we will resume this afterwards. Kakuzu, don't underestimate him, said the leader as he released the jutsu, causing everyone including Geto Maza to vanish besides Kakuzu and Yugito. I warned that moron, mumbled Kakuzu as he waited for Naruto's arrival. Outside, Naruto was approaching. That must be the cave, this better work, thought the Jinchuriki as he got near the cave. He had quickly tried to come up with a strategy to face the second Akatsuki member. Naruto knew that he got lucky with the type of opponent that Haiden guy was, but he had a feeling that it wasn't going to be the same with this one. He needed to finish it quick, knowing that a lengthy battle with an Akatsuki can turn deadly. He'll have to resort to some of his tricks. It's times like these when I'm glad that I received some of your traits, furball. Just focus on what's ahead, Kit. This guy will definitely be the most skilled shinobi you have ever fought by yourself. I know, but I'll use that to my advantage. Even though I took out his partner, I bet he still is going to underestimate me even for just a little bit. Which is going to have to be enough to beat him or I'm done for. Kakuzu watched as the whiskered Jinchuriki appeared at the entrance to the cave. Haiden is a moron, but there's no way that even he would lose to a kid like this without this kid having something up his sleeve. But from the reports by Kisame and Itachi, he was pretty weak not too long ago. He couldn't have improved enough to dominate Haiden. So, he must have gotten beat by doing what he always does, talking too much and not paying attention. Naruto stood at the entrance looking inside. He immediately noted the Akatsuki watching him and the still unconscious Yugito laying a few feet away from him. I would normally say let her go, but that doesn't work with you guys too well, said Naruto angrily as he narrowed his eyes at the masked man. You may have been able to somehow defeat my idiot of a partner, but you should have counted your blessings and fled. 2 miracles won't happen back to back, replied Kakazu as he readied himself. Then maybe today is finally my lucky day, shouted Naruto as dozens of Kage Bunshins appeared from outside the cave and charged Kakuzu. Taju Kage Bunshin? I see, so this is why he was able to give Haiden trouble. No matter, thought Kakuzu as he switched to his mid-ranged style as 2 strange ANBU-like masks emerged from his back and rested on his shoulders. What the hell did he do, thought Naruto as his clones converged on Kakuzu. Futon, Atsugai, came Kakuzu's voice as a huge blast of wind shot out of the mouth of one of the masks on his shoulders, destroying half of Naruto's clones. Holy shit, thought Naruto shocked after watching such a high-level jutsu used against him. Kit, this guy is really strong, and judging by what he looks like, that other mask can probably do something just as lethal. Yeah, I was right, this is definitely not an opponent that I want to fight too long with, thought Naruto, as he created more clones. Alright, time to do this. He then created a Rasengan and charged with his clone army. Right-ton, John, voiced Kakuzu as the second mask shot a large forked bolt of lightning again, destroying Naruto's army. But this time too were able to jump over the others and were descending down on Kakuzu, the Rasengan one included. That's not going to work, kid, thought Kakuzu as he extended his arms, firing his hands towards the two Narutos, destroying them, signifying they were bunshins. A third Naruto appeared behind them with another Rasengan. Kakuzu was forced to take a leap back as Naruto's jutsu was slammed into the ground, leaving a small crater. The jinchuriki must want to end this quickly, judging by the way he's attacking. He knows he won't last long. That jutsu of his must be the finisher. I'll switch to long-ranged, just to make sure he doesn't get the chance to use it, thought Kakuzu as the muscle-like threads flooded out of his body, causing him to look something like an octopus. Looks like he's taking the bait, Kit, finish him. Right, responded Naruto, as he again created more clones, having one make another Rasengan. Is he really going to try the same thing, or is there something else? Thought Kakuzu, wondering if Naruto was serious or not. Again, the clones charged. Kakuzu refrained from using his elemental jutsus so he could concentrate more on the one with the Rasengan. Alright, there's the first one, now where's the second? Just then Kakuzu spotted the second Naruto quickly approaching him from his side and jumped in the air. Now that both are in front of me, I don't have to worry. What? Kakuzu noticed one was behind him but was too far out of close combat. Kakuzu then noticed what Naruto had in his hand. What jutsu is that? He thought as his gaze fell to Naruto's hand. It looks like a variation of the one he's been using, so I should be safe at this round, dash. Damn, dash. To Kakuzu's utter shock, Naruto threw the spinning jutsu, bringing Kakuzu to the realization that he could not dodge it in time while in the air. Futon, Raisen Shuriken! Shouted Naruto, throwing the jutsu at the Akatsuki, knowing he couldn't dodge in midair. The jutsu hit right on target as it expanded and ignited in a large blast on impact. Please tell me I got him, thought Naruto as he landed and was breathing heavily. When the dust settled, Kakuzu was sprawled out on the floor, appearing lifeless. I can't believe I lost to a runt like you. Destroying 3 hearts with one jutsu. So that was how you killed Haiden, murmured Kakuzu, unable to move. Naruto released a breath, relaxing slightly that the Akatsuki wasn't jumping up and attacking somehow. No. That wasn't how I beat your partner. I can't use that jutsu more than once in a fight yet. Honestly, I got lucky with Haiden, but I gambled everything on that last attack, so I guess 2 miracles did happen today, Naruto explained, smirking at the last bit, looking down at his defeated foe. D-damned. Kid, mumbled Kakuzu as the immortal finally died. I did it, whispered Naruto, letting the realization of defeating 2 Akatsuki back-to-back by himself sink in. Naruto then looked over his shoulder at the other person on the floor. Yugito. He then walked over to her and checked her. She was still alive, but unconscious. It also seemed that the Nibi was starting to heal her injuries. Well, we can't stay here much longer. This is an Akatsuki hideout or something, and for all I know another 2 could be close by. I better get myself and Yugito out of here quickly, thought Naruto, picking up the girl and exiting the cave. Where do you plan on going with her, Kit? Anywhere away from here and the cloud. I would like to take her out of the entire country if I can, with the way she was treated, because I don't doubt that village sending a hit out on her if they find out she's still alive, responded Naruto, running, trying to put as much distance between himself and the cave as he can. Then take her out of the country, Kit. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Well, river country, here I come, replied Naruto as he turned southwest to leave the lightning country. So what are you going to do about that sensei of yours? Erosenin? No clue. When he finds out what I did, he's going to have a heart attack. But I can't go to the cloud village for obvious reasons. I'll just have to hope I bump into him at some point. Back at the cloud. Well, I turned up empty-handed. That information must have been bad. I wonder how the Gaki is holding up here, pondered the Sannin as he was led into the Raikage's tower. Samui heard who was coming up and walked over to her leader to inform him. Raikage-sama. Jiraiya is here, she said nervously. Raikage choked on his tea. This was not something he was looking forward to. Tell him to come in. A moment later, the Sannin entered and walked up to the Raikage's desk. Raikage-sama, Jiraiya bowed. I couldn't fin dash. I know Jiraiya-sama, interrupted Raikage, putting his hand up. Jiraiya looked at him questioningly with a raised eyebrow, expecting the Kage to elaborate. You see. After you left, I discovered that my counsel purposefully had given me wrong information to lead you away. I'm still trying to figure out which ones it was. Explained Raikage, sipping his tea, knowing of what was to come in this conversation. Why would your counsel lie to you about something like this? Asked Jiraiya, confused about the situation. Also a little agitated that he had traveled around like a fool, for nothing. The reason why would be that 2 of the council members were paid off by Akatsuki themselves and needed to get you off their track for a few days since you were close to discovering one of their locations, further explained Raikage. At the mention of Akatsuki paying them off, Jiraiya immediately deadpanned. Why would Akatsuki pay them off to get him off their track for these last few days? The only thing that went off like an alarm in the Sanin's head was, Naruto. Not quite. Responded the Raikage. Here it is. Not quite, questioned Jiraiya, sternly. This false information thing may be possibly turning out to be the worst thing he could imagine at the moment. We have our own container, that the village hated immensely, including the council. Which was why they were so keen on working with Akatsuki to finally remove the jinchuriki from the village, informed Raikage, trying to prolong the information about Naruto for as long as possible. Jiraiya relaxed at this slightly since it wasn't Naruto they were after, but still felt bad for the Cloud Jinchuriki. So I assume they got your jinchuriki? I don't know. Answered Raikage nervously. Huh? You see, the person who figured out that the Akatsuki had paid my counsel off to get you away and to get our jinchuriki out of the village, was your student Naruto, said Raikage. Will I regret what I did? Jiraiya widened his eyes, knowing his student all too well, no. He came to me first, he tried to get us to help our container, but as you know, even though I am the Raikage, not even I can interfere with a mandatory council-issued mission. He didn't, whispered Jiraiya. Because he doesn't fall under our laws, being a leaf ninja, he did. That's why I don't know whether they got our container or not. However, at this moment in time it's too late, this transpired a few days ago. Jiraiya tried to snap out of his shock. Where were they heading? Follow the road south. She was supposed to do a mission in the first town you run into, however, I don't know whether or not she was intercepted beforehand. Shit. Shit. Shit, repeated Jiraiya in his head as he took off, without even saying goodbye to the Raikage. That compassionate baka. Doesn't he realize what happens if he gets caught? What did he think he was going to do when he caught up to the Cloud Jinchuriki? Jiraiya made outside of the village and ran as fast as his legs could take him. I hope I can still make it in time to do something. In River Country. Naruto had arrived in the capital of the River Country in less than a day of running non-stop, with the help of Kyubi though of course. Naruto got a few stares as he walked through the town with the blonde girl passed out on his back. She had not woken yet, but that's to be expected after the ordeal she went through the last couple days. As he proceeded through the town, he finally spotted what he was looking for, the hospital. As he entered, he quickly let the nurses know that the girl was unconscious, but lied, saying that he found her like this out in the woods. They accepted his story and took her into a room to treat her while Naruto sat in the waiting room. Sometime later, they informed him that she had some bruises and broken bones that were healing already, and she was also dehydrated. But she should be fine in no time since they said she was indeed healing at an incredible rate. Naruto snickered at that. Yeah, I noticed she was healing quick, but I'd say you heal me way faster, furball. No shit, Kit, I'm the strongest of the Biju. Naruto chuckled at the fox as he walked outside. It was starting to get late in the day, and he needs to find an inn to crash at till Yugito wakes up. Naruto opted for the one he and Jiraiya had stayed at before they entered Lightning Country. After getting a bite to eat and washing up, Naruto decided to hop up on the roof. He always liked thinking under the night sky. I suppose I'm starting to get pretty strong, he thought as he lied down on his back with his arms behind his head. I actually managed to take out 2 Akatsuki, as reckless as it was. It was definitely without a doubt worth it though. He turned his head towards the hospital a few blocks down. I managed to save her too, he thought with a smile. Have you come up with any plans yet? Don't know, I'm not sure where I should go from here. I don't know exactly how Yugito is going to react. She may want to go back to the Cloud Village. I hope she doesn't though. Want to get closer to the cat, eh? She is a very pretty container. No. I mean, it would be nice to get to know her since she is like me. Yeah, whatever, Kit. Remember, I could tell how much you enjoyed carrying her here. Shut up, furball. Anyways, a topic that I can actually plan out is what to train in next, since I completed Raisin Shuriken. Maybe increase your wind jutsu arsenal? Yeah, while I was actually working on Raisin Shuriken, I had an idea for a new jutsu. I'll work on that then. Naruto then jumped up and off the roof. Kid, where are you going? To train, duh. Replied Naruto, as he ran through the town, towards a wooden area. Kid, it's late, just get some rest already. Heh, no can do, furball. I just took out 2 Akatsuki, I also have a second host with me. They are going to want blood, and we're the biggest target, considering they probably know Erosenin isn't with me, and that they would gain 2 of us instead of going after single ones. I can't just sit around and wait. Whatever, just don't go overboard. You could have the most powerful jutsu in the world, but if you're too tired to use it when the time comes, it's useless. Remember that, Kit. Yeah, now time to cook up a new jutsu, cheered Naruto, arriving at a viable training area outside the town. Tajukage Bunshin no Jutsu. The clones spread out knowingly. Yosh. Alright everyone, close your fists and work on rotating wind chakra at the front of them. Ordered Naruto as he too began practicing. I can't keep acting like a kid now, Erosenin isn't here to bail me out, and I got someone important to protect on my own now. And so was the start of Naruto's new training. This was all for now. Thank you for watching, I hope you liked it and that you will be back for more. Please like, share and subscribe. See ya.